Hi, this is Derek Baumel, the director of Highwaymen. I was also the courier there, with the handsome red hair. This is a montage of original footage from the battle on the hill near the beginning of the film. And I will give some commentary on it, whatever I feel comes to my mind. This part flipping over the back here was a lot easier to come up with than it was to do, I will tell you that. And I look kind of like a dork in most of it. But Jonathan had to have me roll over his back, so thank you, Jonathan, for letting me do that. We shot on this hill for 3 days, maybe 3.5, I don't remember. We were so ready to get off this hill. It was trampled to death. There was no... It didn't look like... The ground looked nothing like when we started. It was kind of funny. And I actually went back to this location a couple months ago, about a year after we filmed, and... The ice storms we had here in the Midwest in the winter of '07 were, they kind of destroyed that part of the creek. All the trees, there's a big tree across one part, and there wasn't any foliage because it was fall. So yeah, that was kind of bizarre. David looks very evil. He plays a good bad guy, and he can be really stupid if you want him to. Yeah, and that's just because I told Aaron not to stop. I always make the joke, I say, we spent 12 days down in a creek making a bunch of bloopers, and we accidentally got a movie out of it, because we had it. Yeah. No comment. You put us together, and you never know what'll happen. All this choreography here, and pretty much the whole film, Nick Gibson, the redhead from Final Reunion, besides me, was actually the original actor in the part that David, the double-sabered guy, is in. He choreographed the whole thing with us. He pretty much came up. He's the one that came up with the double sabers and the punch fight later on. If it weren't for him, it would not be the film that it is. And he just turned out he couldn't do it. So I called up David. He's like, yep, sure. Little did he know what I would put him through. But you know, pain is temporary. Film is forever, as they say. And pretty much any of the three-way stuff pretty much depended on lots of cutting and shaky cam at times, because it's just hard to get it all right and everyone hit their beats right and make it look cool. And I think it turned out pretty good in the final film. And there's actually our equipment, and I think it already passed, but it's the bane of our lightsaber movies is we keep shooting our equipment. We just forget to move it, and there it is in the shot, and it's like, ah! David and Jonathan heartily enjoy diving in the dirt. I made them do it just about every day. Yeah, except David didn't want to get in the dirt, so he kept doing those push-ups or whatever. Yeah, Aaron kept turning on the camera at the most inopportune times. Thank you, Aaron. David was determined not to get in the dirt until he absolutely had to. I actually got the idea for this shot from, I think, Back to the Future. I'm sure it's in tons of movies, but I just saw that and I was like, that might be cool. Didn't turn out quite as well as I'd hoped, but I think it did the trick. David does a good punch thing here. He looks like a rag doll or something. It's hysterical. He's like, yeah, blah. We only broke... the sabers only broke about 2 or 3 times total during the rehearsal, choreography, and filming, and every time they did, it was just literally just a tip off the top, and we just taped it back on and went. Not really a big deal. Jonathan did make the comment, though, if you watch the film, if Jonathan is coming in for the attack, he usually starts with a stab, with a thrust, and he made that comment, and I was like, huh. Oh well, it's cool, whatever. I felt kind of bad jumping on David here. Yeah, he loved it, you know it. Oh well. Ooh. Ugh. He was a good sport, though. Yeah, there's a footprint already on him, I didn't notice that. And that's, if you've seen the blooper reel, that looks familiar. And here's the final scene.
Oh.